I'm Amanda with the ABR Roadshow, and today we are in Bellingham, Washington at Big Stick Barbeque, where they have one of the biggest smokers in the Pacific Northwest. So let's get inside and smoke some meat. So we're technically kind of in a kitchen. We're in the smoker's kitchen.
That's right.
So Rick, tell me about this gigantic smoker we have behind us.
Made by a gentleman called Big Phil. His company is called Big Phil Metalworks, and we found him by chance online. He doesn't build his smokers like the other big names. You actually purchase a time slot. And he called me and said, hey, I just had a week in April open up a couple of years ago, and I said, I'll take it. He sent me a couple pictures of 1,000-gallon propane tanks in the raw, and I chose this one because I like the distinctive, and he built it in a week, and his delivery guys drove it up in 41 hours straight through. We offloaded it, seasoned it, and started cooking on it that day.
Awesome. So you can cook a lot of meat on this guy.
Yeah.
So like, how much meat are we talking can you throw on this?
Well, we've had as many as 20 racks of ribs, a dozen briskets, a dozen pork butts. We did 36 turkeys in it last Thanksgiving, all at one time. So it can hold a lot.
Let's eat.
All right.
All right, Rick. So what have you made for us to try today?
Well, right now we have some dirty mac with our pork belly burn ends.
Ta-da! Just comes out of that giant smoker.
Ready to go.
Ready to go. So we rub the burn ends.
Right. So we cube them, we rub them with our sweet rub, we smoke them until we get the color we want, and then we sauce them and smoke them some more until they're melt in your mouth.
And then we put them on some mac and cheese, and then are jalapenos and pickles and onions standard, or do you get to like choose your size?
You choose whatever you want.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, lucky I got my fork ready. I'm forklift certified, so I've been waiting to pop one of these burnt ends. So I'm not even gonna go for the mac and cheese right now. I gotta go right for the meat, straight from the source. Happy dance.
We see that a lot.
Yeah, I understand why. Sweet and smoky.
Mm-hmm.
So is that coming from using apple wood? Is that kind of where some of the sweetness comes from?
The apple wood is a little softer smoke and sweeter, but we also put some of our sauce on there, and the sweet rub has some brown sugar in it.
The perfect mixture of sweetness, like some tanginess and smokiness. So it's a little bit of like a roller coaster ride of flavor. And I gotta get some mac and cheese on there too. So I gotta try some of the sides on here. That is delicious. I can see where all of the love and the patience comes from into these burnt ends, and I'm really excited to try some brisket and some of the other things that you have.
Great.
So let's get inside so I can keep eating. We're here in the dining room with Linda and Rick, and the most amazing barbecue ever in front of us. But before we get started into how we're sitting here today, let's go back to the beginning. You two have been together a while.
Yep.
Yeah, we celebrated 42 years of being married last month.
Congratulations. And then you have several children together.
We have three.
You have 3 kids.
Yep.
All married, all local.
And then your kids decided one year to get you a smoker for Christmas, right?
Correct.
So tell me how we went from that first smoker to kind of where we are today.
Well, the first smoker was just a little electric master-built smoker. Used sawdust or pellets. Did a lot of smoked fish, smoked salmon primarily, and one day I decided I was going to try to smoke a pork butt, and really surprised myself. It was really, really good. And it just, the dominoes just kept falling after that.
At one point, we couldn't get anything in the garage because he had 5 smokers in there. So yeah, a little bit like, but then when we realized that this was actually going to be our future, you know, I wasn't quite as resentful of the space it was all taking up.
January of 17, we registered Big Stick Barbecue as a business. Bought a truck that spring, built it out, and started fall of 2017.
So tell me a little bit about the backstory of the name Big Stick Barbecue. How did you decide of like, that's gonna be the name of this operation?
It is completely an homage to our very first dog. His name was Bosco. He's an Australian Shepherd. He's on the wall a couple places in the restaurant. And he and I both turned 50 at about the same time. And one of the things I learned from him was that life's too short to chase small sticks. He would never bring the same stick back. He would always bring the biggest thing he could carry or drag. And often on the trails around Bellingham, we'd have to yell at people down the trail to watch out because he was coming with a big stick and he would take you out on the knees. He took me out on the knees several times. So Big Stick was, we're just going for it. Gonna go for the biggest stick we can find. We have been involved in a donation level up until this year with an organization called Royal Family Kids.
Royal Family Kids, yes.
And this year we've actually sponsored one of the holes at their golf tournament. And it's the burn ends that you enjoyed is what has become the tradition. And so we'll be, once again, 5th year involved with Royal Family Kids who give a summer camp experience to marginalized children.
Yeah, and so I'm so happy that this is done right now because I have been waiting to eat this for a while. It like smells so good and looks so good. What am I looking at?
So these are the trio of sliders that we make, and this was one of the first things that Rick developed when we opened our first food truck back in 2017, and they've all been on the menu ever since. But so the first one, and I would eat them this way. I'd start there and go this way. But this is the pulled pork and slaw slider. So it's just pulled pork and coleslaw on top with some barbecue sauce. This is the brisket with blue cheese sauce. We call it the brisket blue. And then this is the rissa, and this is the pulled pork with brie cheese and house-made jalapeno jellies.
And this is named after a family member,
yes,
correct?
Named after a niece who threw it all together in her parents' house one time.
And I do have to just interrupt. Our buns have been a collaboration with Great Harvest Bakery locally, Potato Rosemary. They made some strategic changes just for us in their buns so that they paired so well with our barbecue meat.
Well, and I love, before I even try this, that so much thought and care has gone into this. So not only of the time and the patience of smoking the meat, the collaborations with the buns, but then you're making homemade sauces and slaws and everything too. So I feel like there's just so much thought and care and patience that goes into like every bite.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I should start here and take a bite of each one of these?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Twist my arm. So I'm going to start with this guy here. And I already just love the texture of the bun. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to take a... That is bursting with flavor. Like, it feels like there's spiciness in there. Like, what am I detecting that's kind of got some heat in there?
It's probably the coleslaw dressing. It has a little bit of a kick to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lemon-based dressing, but it definitely has a kick.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, woo, it's just a little punch on the end of that. Yeah. So the pulled pork is so good and flavorful and just so tender. And I think the bun is really unique too.
Yeah.
Like that's like having like the rosemary in there really brings something out. And then like, that kick of the slaw. Yeah. All of those are so amazing. And I'm like, very excited to eat the rest of those. But we have to get to this next. So tell me what this guy is.
So that is we call it the Texas Reuben. It's our potato rosemary bun again, and our smoked brisket with Swiss cheese, house-made sauerkraut, and house-made Russian dressing.
So how are you house-making sauerkraut? You're just shredding up the
cabbage and
hand shred the cabbage, mix it with salt, put it in a giant crock, and let it do its thing.
Yep, let it become magic.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people aren't making homemade sauerkraut on top of everything else.
Yeah, it's so delicious though. I mean, One time we didn't get ahead of it, and we had to run to the cash and carry and get a jar of sauerkraut, and I was like, never again. We're never not making it again.
We can always taste the difference with homemade. So, and that, I mean, and it's a probiotic.
Exactly. It's very good for your
Yeah,
gut.
this is healthy. You guys, I'm just concerned about my gut health.
Come to Big Stick Barbecue and eat healthier.
Yeah, exactly. You guys have a new
Actually-
slogan. All right, we're gonna get a big hefty bite on this guy.
This is my favorite.
You definitely can tell the difference with that sauerkraut. Oh, there's a kick on there too.
Yes, there is a kick on there, and that is in the Russian dressing.
So you're making the Russian dressing also. So yeah, that is extremely unique where it's just so many, again, like just so many flavors coming at you, like in the best way possible. That you have the rosemary bun, which has its own unique tie-in, and then the brisket is so tender, and you can just the smokiness of it with a little bit of sweetness, and then you have kind of the bite of that dressing, and then the crunchiness of that homemade sauerkraut. Well, this is like so unique and so fresh, and I feel creative and innovative. Like this is really amazing what you've created here just from that Christmas gift. Like what a gift to everybody in Bellingham that you're giving them this from a Christmas gift. So this has been incredible. Thank you so much for sharing what you're doing, and thank you so much for having us here today.
Thank
Our
you
pleasure.
so much.
Thank you. Yeah, we've looked forward to today for a long time.
Yeah, me too.